From the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters here at the Star in Frisco, I'm your host, Kyle Youmans, and this is Cowboys Update. The Cowboys' regular season is coming to a close. They face the New York Giants this week in Week 18 of the 2025 NFL campaign. But before we preview the final matchup, let's take a look back at a Christmas Day win for the Cowboys. They take down the Commanders 30-23 in Week 17. A physical football game, says Brian Schottenheimer. Guys were beat up on both sides of the football. The offense helped set the tone early. The defense held tight late, holding the Commanders to a couple of big field goals down the stretch, not allowing them to reach the end zone. Cowboys saying this was a physical win and one that they really needed to continue building that culture in the right direction.
Yeah, the message was Merry Christmas. I thought, we've talked about the relentless play style. We've talked about that all week on a short week because we knew we couldn't get pads popping during the week, but we knew we had to play a physical game. When you guys go in there, you'll see a few of the guys look like they were just in literally a heavyweight title fight. Malik Davis's arms all beat up and bloody, his eyes swollen. We were running out of bodies there at the end on offense, 80-something plays, 38 minutes time possession. But again, at the end of the day, it was a physical game, and I'm just really proud of these guys.
Dallas improves to 4-1 against the NFC East, even though they are just 3-7-1 against all other NFL opponents. Of course, the Cowboys led to a balanced attack in that Christmas Day win. 300 yards passing from Dak Prescott, 211 rushing yards in the win. But really, it was fourth down that was the storyline early. Dallas took advantage of 6 fourth down opportunities, including going 4 for 4 on their first 2 drives. That's the most fourth down conversions with a perfect percentage since at least 1991. The Cowboys going forward early. Brian Schottenheimer saying that if it was even close, they weren't going to be unsmart about the whole thing, but they wanted to at least show some aggression moving forward. Tyler Booker, the rookie offensive lineman, talked about the improvements he started to see on the Cowboys' offensive side of the ball.
I feel like it's gone well. I feel like we definitely made a lot of improvements as the year has gone along. The more chemistry we developed as an offensive line and the offense. I still feel like we left a lot of yards out there, but that's what the offseason is for, to really look and reflect and see where we can be better, because I feel like we can definitely run the ball a lot better than what we have.
Part of the Cowboys' improvement is they're starting to see guys step up in unthought areas. Speaking of, Malik Davis, over 100 yards rushing for the first time in his career. This is a guy who was on and off the roster, was cut at the end of the preseason, brought back, then, of course, kept on the roster as kind of a backup running back behind Javonte Williams, who had over 50 yards and a touchdown in the game as well. But Malik Davis, huge game for him, 103 yards rushing, most in his career. Dallas, on the defensive side, did allow a struggling Commanders offense a chance. No Marcus Mariota, no Jaden Daniels, the top 2 quarterbacks out for Washington. So they turned to the journeyman quarterback in Josh Johnson as a possibility at the quarterback spot. They surrendered some big-time plays, including a 72-yard touchdown to Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, the longest play by a rookie in the NFL this season. One of the positives on the Cowboys' defensive side of the ball was Jadeveon Clowney, the veteran edge rusher, registered a sack and a half in the win over the Commanders. He's now up to 5.5 on the season, which matches his entire production with the Carolina Panthers a season ago, and he's done so in fewer games. Of course, he was added late in the season, and the Cowboys have relied on his veteran presence and his production in the run game as well to help those younger edge rushers take a step forward. That's something that this Cowboys team can certainly benefit from, not only here in 2025, but possibly into 2026. Clowney did say post-game that he wants a full training camp. He wants an opportunity to establish himself with a roster, and maybe Dallas is the place for that. Now, Week 17 is over. Week 18 is the final chance for the Cowboys to take the field here in 2025. They're going to take on a struggling Giants team who did get their first win in 9 weeks. They take down the Las Vegas Raiders in a battle of the 2 worst records in the NFL. The Giants win that game 34-10, actually handing the Las Vegas Raiders the number 1 pick currently in the NFL draft. However, this Giants team, led by Jackson Dart at quarterback, still could end up with the number 1 pick if the Raiders Raiders win in Week 18, and the Cowboys, of course, defeat the Giants in Week 18. Dallas with a chance to finish at 8-1. They would sweep the Commanders and the Giants with a win, and they would finish 5-1 against the NFC East. Of course, Coach Brian Schottenheimer had mentioned that possibility earlier. He says it's crucial to be 8-1, and they feel like it's an opportunity to do so up at MetLife Stadium this week for the Dallas Cowboys. With all of that being said, I do have a key for a Week 18 win, and it's not necessarily a win on the box score. It's a win for the organization. Keep your starters healthy. That's my number one concern going into this final week of the regular season, because in order to give yourself a chance in 2026, you need Dak Prescott. You need CeeDee Lamb. You possibly are going to keep George Pickens and a couple of these other guys on the defensive side of the ball. Make sure your guys get out of there healthy. That's my number one concern. Dak Prescott has been very vocal about wanting to play in all 17 games. I understand that. I think that's a valid point from a veteran quarterback, and if he wants to do so, I think that's a good idea. However, you got to do so safely. Either keep him in there for a couple of series, couple of plays, or keep him entirely to the sideline, or keep him running the football as well. Keep your starters healthy. That's how you win Week 18 without necessarily winning the football game. Of course, the Cowboys still have their content going all week long on DallasCowboys.com and the Cowboys Now app. Be sure to download it on Apple TV, Roku TV, or Fire TV as well. And you can digest a bunch of your favorite content across the board as you lead into the end of 2025 and have a happy new year with your Cowboys podcast. This schedule is due to change following this week, as each of these podcasts will, instead of going Monday through Friday, will go once a week or twice a week with the addition of the DallasCowboys.com draft show as well. And then one final chance following the new year to take in Cowboys pregame live for the 2025 season. Everything gets underway 11 a.m. Central Time from the Star in Frisco, and you can see it on the Cowboys Now app as we lead you into the noon kickoff on Fox between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. That does it for us here on Cowboys Update. Once again, Happy New Year, Cowboys Nation. Hope you enjoy your time and your entire lead up into that final week of the Cowboys regular season. I'm your host, Kyle Youmans. We will see you next time on Cowboys Update.